Welcome to one of the latest presentations at AUX in Istanbul. I would like to give you an overview about Autodesk CAM solution. My name is Steffen Krause. I'm located in Germany, close to Frankfurt. I'm responsible as a CAM subject matter expert for all technical issues around CAM, computer-aided manufacturing. As you can see, I'm in charge of the EMEA region, where Turkey is, of course, a part of that. I would like to give you some information about our history, where we come from, where we'd like to go in the future, some insights about the market, and so on, and later on I would like to answer your questions. I will start with challenges for manufacturers. As you can imagine, everybody is eager to reduce their costs. I don't want to cover all of them. I just grab one or two. The main thing is, of course, as you can imagine, cost reduction. Okay? How can CAM help you to reduce costs? I give an example. Quotation process. You have to provide accurate and fast bids. I give an example. A customer provides you, hopefully, a 3D model that can you import into Inventor HSM. We have a lot of interfaces like STEP and iGES to do that. On top of this imported 3D model, you can generate a CAM project. After you generated that CAM project, you receive the machining time, the time how long does it take to machine that part. You should add additional costs like stock material, like maybe tooling costs, and so on and so on. And that leads you to a final price per part for a customer and leads you to an accurate and fast quotation for your customer. Another thing is, of course, the schedule. I think every customer would like to have a part machined as soon as possible. Okay? Again, once you've generated the CAM project, and as you can imagine, if you use a 3D model and you can generate on top of a 3D model a CAM project, it's much easier to generate this on a PC instead of working in front of a machine. You block the machine, you block the resource, because in this case maybe you can work in parallel because you have a PC, maybe in design office, and you can use this PC to generate your CAM project. Okay? As said, so you can work maybe in parallel. One can generate a CAM project, and another one can prepare already the machine, so you can start immediately once the CAM project is available. Okay? Another point is managing change. You machined already some parts for your customer, and he comes up with some changes, design changes. If you've generated the CAM project by hand in front of the machine, you have to go through each line of the NC code to manage the changes of the customer part. With a 3D model, it's easy. Maybe you can make the changes by yourself, directly on a 3D model. If not, maybe you can import the new model again. And the only thing that you have to do, generate a new toolpath. And in the end, you have a complete new NC code that you can send directly to machine. That's much faster. And last point, of course, just would like to emphasize that global competition. Everybody is able to ask for a quotation worldwide for parts. Okay? As said, just a summary of these challenges for manufacturers. Some hard facts. Just an example. 86% of a new product never make it to the market. I don't know the reason, Maybe somebody's not interested to buy something, could be. And round about half of the projects fails because you never meet customers' expectations or something like that. These are hard facts that I derived from some information. You heard this many times in different presentations so far. Autodesk digital prototyping. CAM is, of course, part of digital prototyping. You can find it here, manufacturing and production. Digital prototyping is not only maybe 3D printing, it's the complete applications that we provide for design process. CAD, CAM, you heard simulation, and again, also CAM is part of the complete digital prototyping workflow. Also that you heard that Autodesk provides from now also hardware. We call that Spark. This is a 3D printing software and hardware. And if you don't know about anything about 3D printing, this is a brief video how Spark works. As you can imagine, this example comes from colleagues in the US. And this is 3D printing. It's not really part of CAM, but it's maybe similar, because end of the day, you would like to make great products. And this is one way how to generate great products. From our point of view, from the point of view of the CAM team, we think the future is a kind of 3D printing and milling or turning on one machine. As you can see, this is a machine provided or announced at a trade fair in Germany in December. This is a combination of 3D printing, it's not 100% 3D printing, and milling. Please look at the video and you can see the combination. Also, this is in German language. I think it's easy to understand. Again, this is just a kind of 3D printing. It's not really 3D printing with plastic material because this is really metal. This is the theory behind. And afterwards, you can change the tool. This is a kind of tool. And now you start to machine that part with milling tools or turning tools. Again, this is our assumption that this will be the future, maybe. Don't know exactly, but this is our idea about the future. And again, as said, now you change the tool and you start to machine the part with a milling tool in this case. And this is, I will say, the overlap between our software, our CAM software, because this is something that you can do with our software, and 3D printing. This is the reason why I've showed you this example. Okay, now I'd like to come back really to our CAM solutions. We provide a CAM solution for 3 different CAD systems. From the history, we provide SolidWorks as a CAM system. Also, SolidWorks is maybe in the CAD world one of our enemies. We support SolidWorks. We support, of course, Inventor. And this is something that you heard already in several presentations as well. We have already a cloud version also available. We call that Fusion Ultimate. Fusion Ultimate contains our complete milling functionalities. I give you first a brief overview about the market. This is graphic from existing CAM supplier. As you can see, the first two, Siemens and Dassault. Third one is PTC. Vero, this is not 100% correct on the third place because Vero covers more than 5 different CAM systems, okay? We think that most of these CAM systems will be get rid of in the future. Not tomorrow, not next year, but maybe in the next 10 years, okay? Why? We have a lot of small CAM supplier, and our ideas, and we think that's right, that only an integrated CAM system will stay alive in the future. That means some of these systems are standalone. They have an opportunity to import data, but you can't use it as a CAD system. You cannot easily change a contour. You cannot generate maybe a drawing or something like that, okay? These are really 100% CAM systems with a little bit CAD functionality, okay? Again, therefore, we think there's a consolidation underway. At the moment, we have no clear leader, as you can see, Dassault and System. And of course, we would like to become the leader in CAM as well. Because, again, we have at the moment 2 CAM systems. We have HSM Works, Inventor HSM Fusion, and on the other hand, we have Delcam. And again, we would like to become the CAM leader as well. And the last 1.5 years, we had around about 50% growth in the CAM business at Autodesk. Our market share at the moment is just 5%, summary of Delcam and Autodesk, which is basically okay so far. As said, we started with the CAM business around about 2 years ago through some acquisitions, okay? And I think that will increase dramatically in the next couple of years. What are our potential customers? At the moment, we would like to work mostly with machinists. Machinists, small machine shops, Fred in the shed, father and son, 2-3 guys in the small machine shop. These are machinists. We would like to convince industrial engineers. As said, the last 30 years, we had not really a CAM solution in place. Maybe we can convince some engineers, design engineers, to think about to use our software on top so they can generate their own NC code for their machines. At the moment, a lot of people outsourcing their data to other people. Therefore, again, we would like to convince industrial engineers and mechanical engineers to use our software. Some results regarding count seats. That comes from a neutral report, SimData, from June 2014, this year. As you can see, in 2011, 2012, no data. Autodesk hadn't a CAM solution in place, okay? Therefore, from no data to number 1 in 2013 regarding shipped licenses. Okay, no doubt that most of them are our free version, our Express. We give the 2.5D for free. Everybody can download that. And again, I think most of them will be the free version, but nevertheless, regarding shipped licenses, we are number 1. And as said, Delcam is also part of Autodesk now, and Delcam is number 3. Some things about the history. as said, basically, we acquired a company, HSM Works, and they provided basically a CAM software on top of SolidWorks. This is one of the reasons why we continue with SolidWorks as well. The development site is in Denmark, Copenhagen. It's located in this building, close to the harbor. 2007, HSM Works was founded in Denmark, Copenhagen. 2008, they had the first release on top of SolidWorks. 2009, they started to distribute HSM Works worldwide. Acquisition by Autodesk in 2012. HSM Works 2013 release shipped on December 2013. That was really urgent to emphasize that we would like to continue with HSM Works on top of SolidWorks. As you can imagine, not the SolidWorks community was confused due to the acquisition of Autodesk. Again, in the CAD market, SolidWorks is maybe an enemy of Autodesk and vice versa, of course. Therefore, customers, HSM Works customers, were really confused and asked whether we would like to continue seriously with HSM Works in the future. We did, and we will do. We provided HSM Works 2014, and in December this year, 2015. Also, we are not a gold partner to SolidWorks. We shipped the release that fits to the current SolidWorks version on time. Around about 18 months ago, the worldwide CAM sales team, where I'm part of, were founded. As said, we shipped, in addition to HSM Works 2014, our first Inventor release, HSM 2014, and almost at the same time, Fusion 360, which is again the cloud version. Not only cloud in CAD, it's also a cloud version for CAM. And, oh, unfortunately, it's cut it. Last week at Autodesk University in Las Vegas, we launched Inventor HSM Professional, which contains also 5-axis simultaneous strategies. What is the difference between standalone CAM and an integrated CAM? And why you should choose an integrated CAM? Again, we think that the future will be an integrated CAM. And every standalone CAM will be eliminated in the future. The workflow, if you use a standalone CAM, is you create CAD data, maybe. You export CAD data, you import CAD data, define job, operations, which are the strategies that we provide. Generate a tool path. This is the ANSI code for your machine. Simulation. Simulation has nothing to do with simulation that you maybe seen before. Simulation is really a toolpath simulation. Okay? Therefore, we call that verify toolpath. And at the end, you would like to generate an ANSI code. This is the code that your machine needs to run to machine the parts. If you change something, maybe you have to update the CAD data, export, import again, sometimes redefine operations, job, generate toolpaths again, and so on and so on. And if you use an integrated workflow, you can eliminate almost half of them. As you can imagine, create CAD data, which is really easy if you use Inventor. You can also import this data. Define on an existing CAD model a job setup, define strategies to remove the material, verify, simulate the toolpath, generate the post or the ANSI code, that's it. And again, you can get rid of one another step if you just update the data. As you can imagine, there are a lot more steps that takes more time. You have to take care of that you exchange the rate data and so on and so on. And again, this is much easier. We have some examples for non-integrated CAM. For example, PTC Creo, of course, they have their own CAM system. Okay? Also Siemens NX, Solid Edge, or Rhino. Also we have. But as you can see on the right side, we have some standalone CAM systems. We call them solution partner. They are able to read our data directly, and on top of our data, they generate their NC programs. But think about that. It's exactly the described workflow before. Export, import, exchange data, and so on. And another thing is, sometimes you have totally different interfaces. Okay? As you can see, maybe this is Fusion, this is SolidWorks, and on the right side, Feature Cam, different interface. Okay? And again, we provide integrated CAM solution, 100% integrated in SolidWorks, Autodesk Inventor, and Fusion 360. The naming is HSM Works on top of SolidWorks, Inventor HSM, and Fusion 360. What's the advantage if you use an integrated CAM? As said, you have a consistent and familiar workflow. As said, no exchange, no import, no export. You're working always on the same model. As you can imagine, if you change something, again, a model change is directly a trigger for your NC program or for your CAM project to generate a new toolpath. One system, as said, we have a single window. We have just another tab on the property manager. That's it. Yeah, think about if you would like to use systems like simulation. You would like to use PDM or a PLM system. If you use another system, you have to add additional time for X import again. In this case, it's all inside Inventor, and therefore it's easy to manage also parts or NC programs in PDM or a PLM. Reduces training costs, hopefully, because you're working in the same software. If you use Inventor, we provide, or maybe you have 1 day training for Inventor CAD, which is sufficient, and in addition, you have a CAM training. But maybe you're not so reluctant to work with the software because you know the software already, you know the interface, because you have started already with Inventor CAD, and therefore it's much easier for you to come up to speed with the CAM. As said, translation issues, no export, no import. You receive an information, a prompt that the design model has changed, and you have to update the toolpath. It's just one click, say generate, that's it. Eliminates disconnection between engineering and manufacturing, hopefully. Efficient collaboration, of course. And summary is that integrated CAM minimizes risks, improves the quality control, because as you can imagine, if you maybe miss to update your imported model from your customer, you would like to provide or your machine the wrong parts. Okay, some overview about the product family. Overview, packing prices. Prices, to be honest, I've eliminated this slide deliberately. I give you an idea how you can find prices and how you can contact people to give you more insights about that. As said, frankly, we have only one CAM system, but we can support 3 CAD systems. That's the idea. Again, CAM for Inventor, 2D, 3D, and now 5-axis simultaneous. Also CAM for SolidWorks and CAM for Fusion. As said, we have only one CAM system. We have one kernel. We call them Autodesk HSM kernel. HSM is the acronym for high-speed machining kernel. The kernel is the mass behind the CAM software. The only difference is the CAD-specific delta between Inventor, SolidWorks, and Fusion. The great thing is if we change something at the Autodesk HSM kernel, okay, it's immediately available for every other CAD system. That's the idea. Therefore, it's easy for us because we have to do some work only once, only one kernel. And again, automatically it's available in every other 3 CAD systems. What is the advantage of Autodesk CAM solution in comparison to others? HSM Works or Inventor HSM is new, and therefore we support 100% 64-bit. We support up to 64 cores. We provide for free distributed CAM. Distributed CAM allows you to share calculations, toolpath calculations, inside your intranet, not in cloud. This is different to simulation, to all other cloud versions. At the moment, you can use own PCs in your intranet, can hand over your toolpath calculation, and once this is done, it comes automatically back to your own PC. We allow synchronous engineering. That means that while a toolpath will be calculated, you can start in parallel a new calculation, or you can continue with your toolpath generation. Quality. We provide adaptive clearing. We call that adaptive clearing. Some competitors call it eye machining, volume mill, vortex, and something like that, or true mill. This is a high-speed cutting strategy that allows you to achieve great results in material removal, and it eliminates tool breaking. Yeah, as said, high-speed machining. Okay, and again, we are 100% integrated in Inventor, SolidWorks, and Fusion. This is 100% different to the competition. Also, they provide CAM solutions for Inventor, SolidWorks, not Fusion at the moment. Packaging. As said, we have 3 versions for Inventor. This is Inventor HSM Express. This is HSM Express on top of SolidWorks. This is something that customers can download for free. Another package is Inventor HSM and HSM Works Professional. Contains 2.5D, 3D milling, and 3+2. Inventor HSM Pro contains 2D, 3D, 3+2, and 5-axis milling. And HSM Works Premium, this is the only difference between Inventor HSM Pro and HSM Works Premium, turning. We are still developing the turning for Inventor HSM, and we will come up next year around March or April with a turning release. What are the customers that we would like to convince to use our software? We would like to have CNC operators and programmer. This is the right picture. This guy is in front of the machine is blocked. Maybe it takes 4 or 8 hours to generate an NC program for a customer. While this time, it's not possible to run the machine sometimes. It is possible sometimes, but sometimes not if this is an old machine. In this case, we would like to convince this guy he should use our CAM software on a PC, of course, so the machine is not blocked, or maybe somebody else can run the machine with other parts. As said, we would like to convince designer or engineers. Again, the last 30 years, we haven't really a CAM solution in place. Therefore, nobody was really able to have a solution for CAM. Now we would like to convince these guys to use our software as well, because we say that the software is really easy to use, and it should be not an additional effort to spend 1 or 2 days to come up to speed with our CAM software. And last but not least, you heard that already, students and fans. For every student, trainer, or university, our software is completely free. Exactly, this is valid for our CAM solution. And hobbyists, this is Carl Bess, our CEO. And in addition to his position CEO, he's also a machinist. He owns a 5-axis router, a 5-axis woodworking machine, and he's working at the weekend with our software. And as you can imagine, he's one of the most critical users, no doubt. Some statements from existing customer. I just given an overview. After 3 days, this guy was able to machine the first parts. This is really great because some competitors, you have to go through 5 to 10 days to a 5 to 10 day training to machine your first parts. Okay, that's too long from my point of view. Next thing is it's modern, simple, and self-explanatory. As said, we have a new architecture, 64-bit. No limitation regarding cores and work memory. It's quickly, flexible, and reliable. Okay, this is one of the most urgent things, that you have a reliable software. Time has saved, and so on and so on. And this is really from a customer. And his main statement is that he saved over 20 time engineering time. Engineering time is to generate the CAM project, and 50% faster in comparison to his previous system. Okay. Unfortunately, I'm not able to show you some things live. Therefore, I embedded some videos. As you can see, this is an overview. Most thing to know is this is the interface of SolidWorks. We cover all settings in the feature manager on the left side. It's exactly the same that we do with Inventor HSM. In this case, we have to select the part that you would like to machine. You can work with assemblies. This is a fixture and this is a vise. So we can use this to avoid crashes with the machine. Okay. One thing that is really urgent to know, the machine setting or the coordinate system orientation, okay, must be not the CAD orientation. If you use a non-integrated CAM system, sometimes it's not easy to set the right direction, okay? Again, this coordinate system reflects the machine setting on in your machine shop. You select the tool. With the tool comes automatically feeds and speeds. Boundary selection. And again, this is the only window that will appear if you say generate. All other settings will be handled in this feature manager. And this is the reason why we never hide the main window. This is what I mentioned before with single window. Again, no window in the middle appears to hide something. Again, something how to select a boundary, in this case a 2D boundary. This is just information about the calculation. A drilling operation, again you have to select some tools. That's it, just want to show you some things in SolidWorks. Next one is Inventor HSM. Exactly the same as said. If you know one CAM solution on top of SolidWorks, Fusion, or Inventor, it's really easy for you to change to the next system. Exactly the same. We cover all settings in the property manager, no additional window in the middle, so nothing will be hidden behind. I learned that's not, unfortunately, not possible to move forward faster. Therefore, I have to wait or skip. I just give you an overview about the interface in Inventor HSM. Okay, you receive a setup sheet. This is really urgent for a machine operator. This is the kind of information that they need to set up the machine right. And later on, you would like to verify the toolpath, but main purpose is you would like to have at the end an NC code for your NC machine. As said, this is the machining time that you can use to generate a quotation for a bid process. And again, this is, I will say, a kind of translator. This is the connection between our software and the machine of a customer. This is the result. This is really an NC code. This is what every machine operator would like to have at the end of the day. And we also come up with a free editor. This editor allows you to import existing files, but also shows you the real toolpath again. These movements are really based on the real NC code. Exactly the same behavior will you have on your machine, hopefully. Okay, and last but not least, we have already a cloud version available. We call it Fusion. Fusion Ultimate comes with CAM. Also, just an overview. On the left side, you can see the cloud storage. You can import and save your parts there and your projects, of course. The interface is maybe different, but the approach how you can generate an NC program is exactly the same. As said, in the background, we have just one CAM system and support 3 different CAD systems. Okay, I mentioned this already. At the moment, we have some missing functionality between HSM Works and Inventor HSM. It's not really a lot. We have just limited 3D strategies and turning. We will have this until next year, March or April. And this is our roadmap. We are here at the dashed line. As said, we released November or 1st December, Inventor HSM Professional, which contains 5 axes simultaneous. We come up next year with a new tool library. Of course, we would like to provide on-time Inventor HSM 2016. We will add, while next year, fabrication. Fabrication is stuff for to support sheet metal industry. We would like to come up with laser cutting. We would like to come up with water jet, and we would like to come up, which is for the sheet metal industry, the most urgent thing, with nesting. Okay? And we update, of course, Fusion, add turning, fabrication, and as said, we continue with HSM Works. How can you obtain more information? Our main site is cam.autodesk.com. This is also the website where customers can download or ask for a 30-day trial version. We have cncarena.com. This is a popular forum English language forum in EMEA. We have hsmworks.com, and this is maybe helpful for you, youtube.com, Autodesk Cam. We have a lot of videos there with explanations, with demonstrations, and so on. That's it so far.